Our conditions shifting back to bullish in this bull market. Really powerful rally yesterday. Bull market rank sitting at 26.22, still at the upper end of the range. We saw momentum have a really quick spike back into that extreme zone, and we saw breadth improve significantly. We'll look at the buy-sell ratio here as well, and sentiment also having a significant bounce back up again. Let's take a look at buy-sell ratio. We saw it move back to 1.81. We're seeing green above red now, and bulls back in control based on the perspective of Trump as the president and the policies going forward. The anticipation of that is what markets are buying into. Let's take a quick look at sentiment here. We saw it have a really quick a sharp move back to 83 and almost back to that extreme range pretty quickly. So these are still areas, they are working, but still areas of the market to be cautious just based on where we're at already and how much things can actually improve from here. Let's take a look at S&P 500 here. We bounced off of those support areas. If we slide this back just a little bit, you can see where that move was yesterday, right at the 3.8. The 236 support area right around that 568 area, and this move pops us just back up. So new all-time highs, some nice momentum, 2.5% across the board on S&P 500. And let's jump over. We actually saw a really sharp sell-off in bonds. Again, interesting price pattern here on that. On the TLT, we're not as low as we could go. We've visited these ranges back here around that 87 area, but again, the concerning part of this is that the bond market does not think that the Fed should cut interest rates. We have a Fed FOMC meeting today where they will be announcing either another cut or hold, or more than likely they will follow their plan with more rate cuts, but the bond market does not believe they should or can. SHY on this shorter term also seeing some retracement. We are deep enough in this retracement that we could see a bounce. We're certainly oversold to the downside, so we'll see what the bond market has to say, what the Fed has to say today as well. Let's jump over to the sectors area. And the interesting thing yesterday, we saw in sectors really sharp move in financials. We saw banks really having this big rally across the board and a big spike higher in financials, again, based on positive outlook for the economy and growth and everything that has to do with the perspective that Trump can do these things. Transportation moving up 4%, industrials moving on the downside. We actually did see real estate, consumer goods, utility, healthcare dropping yesterday. Commodities got hit pretty hard. Gold had a big move down 3%, back to some support areas just above the 236, but pretty weakening price pattern yesterday based on that sell-off. Silver got hit even harder, down 4%, back down to the downside. So seeing commodities get beat up right here. USO down a little bit, but not too much. It's working on some of these resistance areas as well. If we jump over to the muscle stocks group and take a look at some of the opportunities here to take a look at, we've got AEVA on the top of the list right here. Nice move in that auto truck space. And back into momentum, good confirmation bar. Let me add volume back in. Volume spiking significantly on AEVA. And if we jump over to look at SMR in the nuclear space, also nice confirmation move here, bouncing off of these support areas. Increased volume, but not as high as that has been. Large accumulation happening here on SMR as we're seeing that nuclear energy space starting to really become more and more viable. And SMR is an interesting stock to be aware of. That'll do it for today's update. Everyone have a fantastic day today.